desktop applications using Java. We can make web applications using Java. We can create applications just for use within big enterprises. We can make enterprise applications using Java. We could create mobile applications using Java. And we could create embedded system applications using Java. So mobile applications, as you already know, if we want to create applications in Android, we would really use Java, or we would use Kotlin, which is similar to Java. Even for embedded systems, we would want to code using Java. For example, your programming which is done, let's say for your washing machine or for your microwave, that embedded system programming also can be done using Java. You could create programs for smart card using Java, or in robotics. You could also create games using Java. Now let's understand the whole ecosystem of Java. How Java actually works on, and what are the various things which we would have to have in mind while working with Java. The most important aspect of understanding Java is the Java virtual machine. So if I ask you, or if anybody asks you, why Java is portable? Why is it architecture neutral? Why is it platform independent? You would say that yes, Java is platform independent because Java can be run on any OS, and the programs would run without any difference on any particular machine or any particular operating system just because of Java virtual machine. So as I said earlier, that you have your Java code, which is known as source code, that would be converted to the machine code for that particular machine, right? And now in between, as I already told you, that your Java code is actually converted to an intermediate code format, which is known as the bytecode. So your bytecode is really a very optimized set of instructions which is designed to be executed in your Java runtime system. That Java runtime system is actually called Java Virtual Machine. So now you know the actual name of that. So Java Virtual Machine is that interpreter which I was talking about, which would convert your bytecode to the code which is specific to that particular operating system. Another thing you need to know is the Java Development Kit. So you would have to actually install the Java Development Kit, which would come with all the features which you would require for creating Java programs, plus running your Java programs on your machine. So essentially, what JDK would contain is a Java runtime environment, which is JRE, and all the libraries which are used for creating applications. So this is your Java code, and you want to run it on your machine. What is lying on that machine? On top of that machine, or on top of that operating system, you have your JVM. So your Java code is essentially working on your JVM, which is on top of the operating system. So once you have your source code, that would be taken up by the Java compiler. It would be compiled to a bytecode, and that would be given to the operating system interpreter. That would be converted to the machine code which would run on your particular OS. So I hope that with this diagram, you understood the entire flow of how Java is converted systematically to machine code and giving you all that benefit of platform independence and being very efficient at the same time. Now really, a lot of talking has been done. Let's go ahead and set up the environment for Java. The first thing which we would do is to install JDK on our machine. The next thing would be to install any particular IDE. You can use any integrated development environment to write your code, to run your code, to check your code, and to debug your code. Checking your code means testing your code, testing that it is really running very fine as you want. So for that, to help ease our process, we use some sort of an integrated development environment. One of the IDEs which is very famous, as I told you, is Eclipse, but you could also use IntelliJ or NetBeans. Now, use of IDE is really optional because people can possibly write a Java code on, let's say, a simple notepad and save it and run it using JDK, and it would run fine. But then you do not have all the autocomplete features, you do not have all the highlighting features, you do not have all the logging features which you would really require while running Java program. So for that, almost every person uses an IDE while coding for Java. Then we would set all our environment variables just to make sure that our Java program runs properly and we do not have any concern while running it on our operating system. Now remember, JDK is Java Development Kit and IDE is Integrated Development Environment. Now let's install the Java Development Kit. You could simply Google JDK download and you will get a list of all the results. Now you might be thinking, what is this black bar do I have over here? This is something really useful if you are developing programs and you simply want to do a Google search and you want to see the result which a number of other developers might have put in this particular tool. Then you can install this extension which is called grepper. So once you install this extension in your Google Chrome, over here it would look like this, and then it could simply, once it has access to your web page, it could simply always understand what you're searching for and give you the relevant results. So you could use that because I use that a lot. Now, when you check for JDK, you would be given the first result, which would be the Oracle website. Oracle has bought Sun Systems quite a few years ago, and that's why it has all the Java documentation and all the Java libraries and all the Java downloads as well. So right now, the latest version for the SE platform is Java SE 15. So what do I mean by SE? So there are different versions or different editions of Java which would work for different types of applications. The first is Java SE, which we just saw, which is known as Java Standard Edition. Another is Java EE, which is known as Java Enterprise Edition. This one is generally used to create enterprise applications, which comes with a lot more features and a lot more use cases for enterprise-based applications. Then you would have Java ME, which is the Java Micro Edition. You would also have Java FX, which is generally used to create user interfaces. But generally, we would use Java SE only. And then if you really want to upgrade yourself, you could check out how you could use Java EE and some various constructs like annotations and all of that. So Java EE is really the superset of Java SE. So let's go ahead and start working on Java SE, and you should be able to do everything which you require unless and until your company or your code really uses Java EE, which you want to make sure that you know. So now let's go ahead and download the JDK, which is available for the latest release, which is Java SE 15 at the time of recording this particular video. Now you would obviously have to find out which operating system to install this on. Why do you think I really have to choose an operating system? Why could it not have been a common thing for all the operating systems? Can you guess? The reason for that is we want it to work on different operating systems to convert our common code to that particular operating system's machine code, right? So we would really require this particular development kit for our particular OS. So right now I'm working on the Windows machine, so I would just install JDK for Windows. Now once you install Java, you would find in your C drive in program files, a folder is created called Java. Then when you get into Java, you would find the JDK folder installed over here. Now you might be thinking, why it is JDK 14 and not 15? Just because I have already installed 14. So after installation, you would see JDK 15 installed, or any JDK which is the latest current version while you download that. So the whole idea is that your JDK folder would be created over here. Within this JDK, you would find a number of folders. The most important is bin, because that's where your Java executable lies. That's where your Java compiler lies. So this folder is very important. You simply have to now check this entire path, copy that, and you really want to update the environment variables of your operating system. Now, whatever procedure I'm talking about is for Windows, but that same procedure can be applied for a macOS or for Linux as well.